Hey guys, welcome back to another video of What If Carley and Doug both survived in the Walking Dead Telltale series. So let's get into it. So we start off by seeing the same girl that killed Omid originally in season 2. But since there's more people around, and Omid and Krista are alone in one bathroom, and there's 15 others in the same room as her. So I'm pretty sure she'd die or be left and spared by the group. So Omid never ends up dying in this universe. And the group still meet the Raiders, and they still get attacked by them. And they still end up meeting Sam the dog. But in this universe, the Sam the dog doesn't attack Clementine, because dogs aren't stupid. They see how many people are there, and it's basically a risk to even try to attack Clementine, because he sees that they have guns. Dogs aren't stupid. They literally learn how to say and learn what humans say. So yeah, dogs are not dumb. So obviously he survives in this universe, and he ends up joining the group. So good for him. But then a guy would walk up to the group, and he's in shock seeing how many people there are. And he's shocked because he's not seen this many people for a while. And he tell the group his name's Luke, and he's here with his friend Pete. And this is Pete, as you guys can see right here. And Pete would offer them to come and stay with them, at their they have this cabin in the woods, so they'll be protected. But they're gonna need to stay in the shed for one night, because they just have to make sure that they're not bit or anything. Kenny would tell the group that it's better than nothing, and they all start walking to the cabin. And when they get there, they see a pregnant lady named Rebecca and her husband, Alvin. And you'd also get to meet Pete's nephew, Nick, and a doctor named Carlos and his daughter, Sarah. And in this universe, Clementine, Pete, and Nick would still go hunting, but with Duck, Kenny, and Lee. And Pete would still get grabbed by the walker, but in this universe, he doesn't get bit, because since Kenny and Lee are there, they managed to shoot the walker off Pete before it bites him. And we'd see Nick, who's shooting the walkers and covering the group, and he's like, "We gotta go now!" And Carver and his people would still come, and the group would still leave the cabin, and they'd just go on where they went. I think it was just through the forest mainly. Then they got to the bridge, then they just skipped to Kenny and his group's cabin. But Kenny's with the group this time, so. And Clementine and Luke still try to cross the bridge, and they'd still meet Matthew. In this universe, Matthew never has his gun up, because he sees that there's more people in the back, which leads into Matthew surviving, because he never gets shot by Nick in this universe. And when the group make it back to the ski lodge where Matthew and his group staying, they find 2 people there, and Matthew says these 2 people are his friends. And he introduces the group to his friends, and he introduces a woman in his group called Sarita, and his best friend, Walter. Chuck immediately says to the group in a private talk that these people are weak. That Matthew guy, he seems alright, but you sure we want these 2 to just be here around us? I mean, if we're just staying here, then that's alright, but you sure we just gonna let them be around us? No gun experience, no nothing in combat. I don't think we need that right now. We need brute strength. I'm not saying leave them, I'm just saying they need some training. Kenny says, "I know just the guy who can train them." And he'd look at Lee, and Lee already knows what this means. And Doug says, "Can we talk about this later? I'm just hungry right now. Let's go ask that guy if the food's ready." And the group eat dinner, and in this universe, there's no options if you want to sit with any type of group, because they'll need technically like both tables combined for everyone to sit there, and they might even need more. So there's no option if you want to sit with like Kenny and Lee's group, or like you want to sit with Luke's group, even though, okay, yeah, whatever, let's just continue. And we see Doug and Carley together, which their relationship is developing. And then Doug comes screaming from outside, and he'd say Kenny's name, Dad, Dad, there's people outside. And Kenny sees it's Carver and the people that came to the cabin. Luke tells the group to hide immediately. And Carver and his group come in, and they want to make an impression. And the group members that still haven't got the chance to hide because they came in super fast, Carver wants them to know that he stands on business. He talks business. He means business. So he immediately picks someone. And the reason he's picking someone is he's picking who he should kill first. But there's a surprising person with Carver. It's Andrew St. John's. And he joined Carver's group after his entire group after his mom and brother were killed by this group and his farm was destroyed by them. Andrew tells Carver he knows a few of these people, and Andrew tells them, yeah, I know them. And he tells them, and Andrew says, let him pick who Carver should kill. And Andrew points at Katya. And Carver beats Katya to death. And just as Kenny's about to get revenge on his wife, as he's about to avenge his wife by killing Carver, Lee stops him. He says, you cannot pull that trigger. You pull that trigger, we all die. They have the numbers advantage, man. And Kenny would slam Lee to the wall. But before he does anything to him, Kenny just breaks into tears. And he'd start cursing out Carver. And Andrew would start yelling, oh, come on out, you, the guy with the hat. I know that was your wife. You mad we killed her? Well, don't worry. We'll go after your boy next. And Duck would also start crying. And he'd remember the times Katya took care of him when he was sick and he wasn't doing good. But anyways, guys, that'll be it for today. And you guys might be wondering why I didn't continue this series for 3 months. And I kind of just had to focus on the Walking Dead content because that was more popular for my videos and it was getting more views. But I eventually thought of bringing this series back on if Doug and Carley both survived, as I actually really enjoyed doing this series. So, yeah, anyways, guys, that'll be it for today, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed, and bye-bye!